All right. Long time no see. Bryce, what's up?
Lots of fine stuff. Specifically did a lot of stuff for the payments and stuff, which Matt had gotten some feedback from the Illinois courts on it. And so most of it I was able to change. A lot of it I wasn't, because they were like, can you edit the credit card number? And I'm like, no, you can't. Tyler doesn't have a way to do that. You just have to delete it and start over again. So we just had to sort of write that in there, which is not great, but that's the sort of stuff that we're there, and it should be pretty good. I think it's one of those, probably one more go through to make sure it all is all good, and then people will be able to pay for court filings through the DocAssembly stuff, which is good, and like a very
Yeah,
very
good functionality.
Yeah, we no longer have to like limit our e-filing stuff to, oh, you gotta have the fee waiver too. Like, so that is good. And then doing a lot of other e-filing stuff. I have a few things that I might need to reach out to Tyler for. But
Okay.
while we're here, I might as well surface them because they feel like more legal specific things. Is there, so they have something, essentially like some of the, there's a lot of other like new small things that we can set in the case for ECF5 stuff. And
Okay.
in my experience, Tyler will like be during certification, they'll be like, add this if it's not there and not settable. And so I try and add as many of those as I can. But there's one specifically that seems like a duplicate. We already have like you can put the amount of damages that you have for a civil case or asking for, that can already go in the filing. But there's now something called a civil claim amount. And it just says the amount of a claim that determines filing fees, but it's like a separate thing. And so I don't know if it makes sense to have like damages, is damages somehow separate from the claim amount and like legally, or is this just a weird API? It could be either, and I just figured I'd float it by with some people who know legal things.
I suspect there's a reason why they have two of them.
Well, because the thing is, say you had, depending on what the case is, say you have lawyers' fees or you have costs, you could include that in a claim amount, but it wouldn't be damages.
Okay.
I just assume there's a reason for them both, but
but writing this stuff all the time for years. I mean, I'm just thinking that not every time you claim money, it's not always damages. There's other things that you can claim for.
That makes sense. Makes total sense. Okay, cool. So in that case, I will make it a separate thing and not just do the same thing. Cool. And I don't think there was anything else really. Yeah, I think the other ones were very clearly, I need to just ask Tyler about how it's implemented and what it actually means. So cool. That's all I've been doing.
All right. I'm just trying to get the ceiling fan to the right speed to adjust for the increasing heat in the back porch. All right, cool. Michelle.
So I've been doing, well, really working on staying awake this week. That's been a big part of the process for me. But I spent like 3 days working on more than that, working on a bug that Michael found because it triggered so many, it was just a cascade of things. One of which which are just like a couple lines in the code, but like, of course, that's how it turns out. But to Bryce's question in the chat, which I didn't see till the evening, all it is that the custom, that the combo box drop down, whatever, has accessibility issues. And so the accessibility tests failed. And they failed in such a way that was very confusing.
We're just not testing those before?
Yeah, we just weren't testing those before.
Hmm.
Or something changed in the DOM or something. I mean, we weren't testing them. They might have been testable, but we weren't testing them in our tests.
Weird, because
Um,
I've done combo box related accessibility stuff. And it's, I figured it probably wasn't in our kiln tests, but it's in. It would feel like it would have had to have been in like one of the Illinois stuff that we are testing, so
Oh,
I'll just have to look into that
um,
again. Okay.
well, you shouldn't have been able to fill in with Ale Kiln. You shouldn't have been able to fill in the combo box because it wasn't possible before. So if it was a kiln test, then it wasn't testing a combo box.
I'll look into it. Okay.
So, but yeah, I need to look into the actual report, the accessibility report, and see what it says about the combo box.
How much are we
Um,
using combo boxes?
Not a lot of people have used them so far that have used the tests. That's all I know,
Oh, I see.
because they haven't come up before.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I'm
Um,
curious about
I
what
thought that
specifically it says
filling-
about that it's inaccessible, because it could be a few things, and I spent like a month on this, making it actually accessible. And it's not, I know it's not perfect on like all of the different browsers and stuff, but we're not testing like Safari mobile, so. It should
Okay,
be
maybe
fine.
it's running into an internal error. I can look more into that.
It's fine, I
um,
can check it.
It could be a combo of things.
Haha. Exactly.
What do we do without you, David?
Probably go much more smoothly through your day.
Oh no, but with so much less humor. So yes. Okay, so we need to look at that a little bit more deeply. But it was a separate issue from everything else. So I decided to leave it for another round of development, which can be the next round of development. It could be the next thing. I made an issue for it. Well, I made an issue for the accessibility, how the accessibility is failing, because it indicates that we need to change the way that we're failing stuff in the after the scenario step. So yes, we need to figure out how to manage that. We need to like actually throw an error as opposed to changing the status when we're changing it to failed. I don't know how to avoid messing with the internals when we're changing a failed test to passed so that it will have passed. But maybe I can ask for that help. I haven't asked for that help online yet. Anyway. Oh gosh, I should write that down. I'm not gonna write, hang on, let me write that down real quick because I'm gonna forget
Okay.
it otherwise.
I support
Um,
writing things down.
I'm taking enough times that when you write it, you know what it means when you come back to read it.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, I was going through some issues this morning thinking.
Write something down and say, look at the
Yeah.
stand-up from August 11th on YouTube. And then that'll, yeah.
Yeah, that's a way to do it. That's a good plan to put it that way. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so next thing, sorry, there are other things. One, the
Okay.
e-filing docs. The next docs I looked at looked pretty darn great. There was some really useful clarifying stuff in the codes. I've forgotten what doc I should look at next, but I can probably make a guess and just look at another doc.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a ton of where after.
There were some sentences in there that were confusing. There was some nitpicky stuff that I didn't mention because I think that's not what to focus on right now. I think we could
Yes. Yeah,
reword stuff forever, but
yeah, for
and
sure.
I,
I'm less looking for rewording and more of I just didn't understand this at all. So
yeah. Or it was like Yeah, some things took me like I read them multiple times, and then like I finally, after reading some more later or something, came back to them and I was like, okay, now I think I got it. But a lot of really good stuff in there about the different columns and stuff. Thanks, Bryce. And then it was just office hours stuff and income stuff that I think we figured out decent ways to deal with various problems. And I think those didn't need, we haven't managed to talk about seasonal work, how to handle the questions for that and how to handle the data structures for that. But we've worked out a lot of other things, so that's still good. Yep. And I think those are the ones I can think about right now. Well done.
All right. Yeah.
So I've worked with Chris and Michelle on the income stuff. And then I just get tired and there's something right in front of my face and I'm editing the wrong YAML. And then when I run the test or go through it manually, I'm not getting the answer I want. So Michelle helped me with that yesterday. I mean, I knew it was there. I did a similar thing this morning, you know, but sometimes you just don't see it. So but I'm still sort of plugging away. My asking for child support has been through automated testing, has been through manual testing, because we have a person here and they compare the PDF with the screenshot. So, I mean, the headings. And so they've all done that. So that's all done for asking. They're working on changing child support now. And then I had a question about code. So it's a dictionary. When you do checkboxes for multiple choice, that creates a dictionary, right? What I'm wondering is, if I want, so they're responding to a motion and we are giving them, so the other party could have filed more than one motion. So our user is responding to one or more motions. If it's one motion, they're responding, say it's a motion to modify. I wanted to say motion to modify. And we say, which of these 4 motions are you responding to? So I want it to be motion to modify. If it's more than one motion, I want to say responding to in the product, it needs to say responding to motions. But and then there's an appeal, and then there's a motion to reconsider, and those have different kinds of responses. So basically I was trying to get respond to, if it's right. So if it's just this one choice, and the only thing I did this one and not that one, and I think that doesn't work as well. I was trying Jonathan's all true. So variable dot all true option, and then exclusive equals true. Because basically I want to say, if the only one is this one, and now I'm realizing maybe if the only one, yeah, that's right. I think I want to do that. Now I've got to think about it. But would that work or should I do and not, or should I just wait and ask Michelle this later in a different thing? That's where I'm
That's
trying
always
to
an option.
Yeah, that's always an option.
Exactly. I think it's something we can solve.
Okay.
I think there's some kind of number true. So like you can get how many are true, and you can say if there's only one true and whatever, you know,
yeah.
This key is true, then do the thing otherwise.
Okay. All right. Number true. I'll look that one up, because now that I'm
Something
explaining
like,
it, I can't remember
look for any true, and that'll bring you to the section that would have
that's what I did.
number
And
true.
I didn't see number true in that section. I just saw all true exclusive equals true inside the brackets. So I'll look for number true. and see. And that, because the thing
Look
is,
for
now that I'm
any
explaining it, I can't even
also.
remember what it was I was trying to, I mean, I'm working on it. I have to go back and remember what I want people to be able to do. So that's where I am. But the templates, the testing is fantastic. The single templates is single file for templates is fantastic. I'm making it complicated, but it is complicated. So I don't want to have to keep copying it. Every time I copy and paste, I make mistakes, and then we make an edit one place and it doesn't get through everywhere else. It's just a nightmare to have 15 versions of things with one word different. So they're all interlaced, but I think it's easier that way. So that's where I am, plugging away, enjoying.
I like the enjoying part.
I do enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. So there we are.
All right.
That's me.
All right. I don't have much over. I made some updates in Monday's management meeting, which I think are more appropriate there than here. I saw some more code on the chat there. Caroline, so you might want to look there. But that being said, is there anything else I may miss next week for the same reason Quentin's missing this week, which is kids at camp? But other than that, is there anything else people want to put to record for posterity? All right, see.